All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit of Rakakwadash. All right, this article here is from americasfirstreport.com. Jump right into this thing. It says, after being told for months that justice was coming, we get nothing. All right. So at this point in the game, are you even fucking surprised to hear this? All right. Remember the scriptures say, was Zechariah 11:5, that the wicked hold themselves not guilty. Okay. So this was already expected. Right. It says, after being told for months that justice was coming, we get nothing. It says the Epstein case is destroying faith in the government, right? Because everybody knew that they were going to cover this shit up. All right. This has been an ongoing thing for a very long time, man. All right. And you know, what the Lord is doing, you know, before he destroys this place ultimately, is he's exposing it. All right. Let's get that too. You know, he would get exposed before his ultimate fall. Right. Isaiah 47:1, it says, come down and sit in the dust, confusion. All right, being brought to a low estate. And that's what's happening to America. We're literally watching America crumble. There's a bunch of infighting going on over this case, over the Epstein files. All right. There's holes in the ship. All right. They're trying to patch shit up. All right. They can't agree on anything. Right. So just pretty much as we see, these Edomites are a complete shambles, man. All right. And that's why Elder Yashawamba had brought out his lesson going into this. All of this shit is just too through, man. Right. Hey, this is the most wicked kingdom on the earth, man, to exist. All right. But we're watching it fall. It says, Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. This is America. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right, because we're coming to that time where this place is about to get invaded. We're about to see a major war internally and externally, man. Okay, everything is collapsing around this place, man. The distrust, you know, for the government, the people, you know, the shame that's coming out, everything. Right? It says, take the millstones, verse 2, take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. And this is what the Lord is doing, man. All right. You're finding out, people are finding out across the planet that America is an extremely nasty place, man. Okay, this place is the most wicked. That's why this place deserves nothing but fire, destruction, man. And that's exactly what the Lord is preparing to bring. All right. So before it all goes down, again, the shame is being seen. Right. Verse 3, Isaiah 47:3, it says that thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Right. What's been the biggest thing? Okay, the trafficking of kids, all these PDF files in these churches. All right. Nobody's talking about this stuff, man. Whether it be the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, you got all these Edomite men fondling kids, man. You know, sexually abusing children. And this has been an ongoing thing for a very long time. All right. So all of this shit is being exposed. You Edomites are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. You're the devil. You can't hide no more, man. Thy wickedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. And Yahweh Shai is coming back as a pure force, a pure angelic force as he takes this place down, man. So again, this is all happening before, you know, the great demise, right? Nahum 3 and 5. Start at 4. Nahum 3 and 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms and of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, right? So, you know, America, Babylon is spiritually Nineveh. right? This is the epicenter of witchcraft, wickedness, okay, idolatry. This is verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. You see that? So this was going on across the planet. Everybody is seeing the wickedness, the shame, between America and Israel. All right. The victimhood, the victim role that they're trying to play, the semantics, what they're doing out there in Gaza, those Palestinians, everything, man. The corruption within the government, the system, the poisoning of the food, the water, the air, the oppression of the people. It's nonstop. It says, verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock, right? So this place, again, is being set forth as a horrible example, man. And the whole world is seeing it, right? Let's play this video real quick because I came across this earlier. That's what kind of sparked this lesson I wanted to just kind of speak on real quick, all right? Because, again, this place is fucking finished, man. Let's go to the article, all right? Or the video. It's from Dabu 7. Trump loses it. Major Epstein damage control. Former CIA officer says they probably destroyed the files. And everybody knew this. Again, like I said, are you really surprised to even hear this news, man? Okay, this is the devil we're dealing with.
You will tell them by their fruits. And in this video clip, we see Trump get very defensive over a reporter asking about Epstein. And then Pam Bondi having a very shaky voice. The whole thing looks ridiculous. People are enraged with this being swept under the rug. And I'm going to play some clips here that tie into this.
Could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Yeah, the same nigga that you was associated with, man. Hey, these devils are something else, man. And again, it's not surprising. You see what's going on with Diddy. I believe his nasty ass just beat the case or whatever the case is, So it's like, come on, man.
Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, you see, these Edomites are some fucking nasty freaks, man. And again, it's too many powerful people that's tied to this guy. So you think they were going to actually release the files? Come on, man.
To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
And we have a former CIA officer giving his thoughts on this.
I'm not blaming the FBI director, Kash Patel, or the deputy director, Dan Bongino. I think that that layer beneath them, that's part of what we like to call the deep state, has taken this bull by the horns, and they've probably destroyed information. Look at what the CIA did in 1975 after Congress ordered that it release all of its files related to an operation called MK Ultra. The director of the CIA went back to headquarters and ordered everything to be destroyed. And in the end, only about 20% of the documents survived. We're still learning about the FBI's operations against Martin Luther King 55 years after the fact. So now we're supposed to believe that everybody's telling the truth, that there were no files, there were no dossiers. I'm sorry, I just don't buy it because I know how these people operate.
He knows how these people operate. This is one big show, one big world stage. And let me remind you that James Comey's daughter, Maureen, had reported that the video of Epstein's cell on the night of his murder was lost and then found, as well as a ton of other details that I cover on the live streams. Make sure to join me. Going live Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah, so all of this shit is just a big fucking joke, man. All right. Real quick. Like you said, we know how these people are. It's the spirit. Psalms 58 in verse 2. It says, yea, in heart you work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth, right? This man is responsible for bringing turmoil and chaos to the planet Earth. Revelation 6:4. All right. The red horse that was given that sword that people may kill one another. All right. Destruction. Okay. This is that man, the wicked and violent man. Yea, weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The point, it says, verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So this man he's a liar, man. And it's a shame that people actually thought that they were going to get the clientele list from the so-called Epstein files, man. And like I said in the article, people are losing faith in government, man. Babylon America is over, man. If you ain't noticed already, right? Psalm 10:7, it says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. All right. So people fail for it, man. People actually thought that they were gonna get the list. Not gonna happen, man. All right. Let me go back to the article here. And let's just be quick. I just wanted to run through this real fast. All right. Because again, we're not surprised with, what's going on. All right. We knew that they were going to cover all of this shit up. All right. Again, after being told for months that justice was coming, we get nothing. The Epstein case is destroying faith in the government. All right. It says, I don't think that our government agencies could have handled the Epstein case any worse. For months, we were promised that all sorts of shocking revelations would be forthcoming and justice would be served. I believed that. And so I waited patiently for law enforcement officials to do their jobs. But now we're being told that the investigation has been shut down. The case is over and there will be no more prosecutions. Man, you Edomites are fucking clowns, man. All right. And all you other people who believed that they were really going to give you the files, that you're really going to see footage and find out who was involved, man. Right? Hilarious. It says that means that all those powerful men that were abusing young girls get to walk free. Not only abusing young girls, they were abusing young boys too. You see how they leave that out? Okay? These devils are fucking PDF files, man. Okay? Homos. It says that means that all the powerful men that were abusing young girls get to walk free. Those of us that dare to object are being labeled conspiracy theorists and are being told to shut up. Right? These devils are fucking guilty. What do you expect? This is not acceptable. In fact, there is no conceivable universe in which that would be acceptable. Right? The scriptures say, let me get that real quick. Just thinking out loud. That's 2 Thessalonians, right? Let's pull it up. 2 Thessalonians 2. Bear with me. All right, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. I'll start at 6 here. It says, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 6, it says, and now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And who was that? The Edomite, man. Okay? The so-called white race. It says, verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. See? Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So these Edomites had to serve a purpose on the left-hand side, you know. This is why they were able to do these things, man. The trafficking, all right, the wickedness that you see. Okay. Everything that we can go through for days, you know, testifying against these devils, man. Okay, it was set up for them to fulfill that purpose on the left-hand side until the Lord takes him out of the way. And we're in that time. Yahweh Shah is on his way back. This devil is literally falling before our eyes. Okay, his kingdom is crumbling. Okay, this is the time now where the devil is being taken out of the way. His power is being stripped. His kingdom is falling. Verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, going back to the prophets. Okay, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, because Yahweh Shai is coming back with the angelic force, as we read in Isaiah 47 and 3. I shall not meet thee as a man. All right, so this is how he's coming back. But hey, it has to be this way for right now, right? But remember, hey, the wicked will not get away as they think they are. Right? Let's see if there's any more we want to take from it. And we'll wrap this up. Okay, because like again, as I keep repeating, this is not shocking news. All right, we're not beat up in the spirit because, oh man, nobody got prosecuted, man. We knew that these devils were going to do this, man. He's in power. Matter of fact, let me get that. This is Psalm 73 and 3 says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. All right, remember, these devils are in they're in their element right now. They're in their kingdom. They're in their heaven. All right, they're in power. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Again, he has the power. It says, verse 5, the point, they are not in trouble as other men. You see that? This is why nobody got prosecuted. This is why they're shutting the case down. They're not in trouble as other men. Okay? They hold themselves not guilty. Okay? They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men, right? Because he's in his heaven right now, man. They make the laws. Okay? They make the laws, they can break the laws, man. Okay? It says, therefore pride can pass them about as a chain, violence cover them as a garment. The point. All right? It says, let's go back to the read. It says, according to Google AI, there were quote over 1,000 victims of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking operation, right? Which, when you can look it up now, you know, is big business in Babylon, man. Over 10 billion annually. Okay, so like we say all the time, they got all this fucking technology. All right, the Palantir and the global surveillance, but you can't find these missing kids. All right, something is up, right? This is based on recent reports from the Department of Justice and FBI. An investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's actions confirmed that he harmed over 1,000 victims, probably way more than that, of course, many of whom were underage girls and boys through his years of sex trafficking. The magnitude of his sex trafficking operation went far beyond one location, of course, and was described as an internal ring, right? Everybody's involved. As we said before, all right, the government, your politicians, your celebrities, all right, they're all tied into this shit, man. All right, it says testimony from victims and information and court documents reveal that girls were recruited and exploited in various ways, often through promises of career help and financial assistance. Some of these victims were as young as 14 years old. Many of those victims have testified in court that they were sexually abused by powerful men. See, this is why they had to shut it down. They couldn't allow those names to get out there, man, as they always do. In some cases, And some of those cases were actually, we actually have photos of the victims with those powerful men. It says, for example, by now just about everyone has seen the photos of Prince Andrew and Virginia. I can't pronounce that last name. It says in 2021, I can't pronounce it. It says took Prince Andrew to court, and there was an out of court settlement of the case in early 2022. Yeah, just like the Roman Catholic Church. All right, they settled out over I think it was over $5 billion. All right, for all the sexual abuse that was going on in those cathedrals. You know, but see, these are the things that these devils have the power to just sweep this shit under the rug, man. This is why the Lord is getting ready to judge you Edomites, man, severely, right? Joel 3:3, it says, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. And Esau is still doing this to this very day. All right, the trafficking rings, the prostitution or whatnot of these kids, it still goes on to this very day. All right, they have busted a big ring out there in Florida. I had brought that out a couple months back. Right, it was child porn caught on video. They had like millions of tapes. All right, and it was being exploited and passed around to who? These powerful people. Right, but that didn't really get major news coverage as it should, man. Right, but all of this shit is still going on. Right. Revelation 18, the point is 13. Revelation 18 and 10 is standing afar off for the fear of our torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And that's all it's going to take is 1 hour for the Lord to finish this place off. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth the merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. All right, so that shit still it's part of America's culture here. All right, this trafficking shit. All right, this is how they generate wealth. The trafficking, the drug trade. Okay, this is how America gets its money. Okay, so it's all biblical, right? Let's see if there's any more. Oh, here, let's play this a little bit and then we'll wrap this up. I had this one pulled up too. All right. Frustration grows inside the White House after DOJ's Epstein review comes up empty. All right, let's play a little bit of that. All right. Just adding on to the point that this place is done for, man. All right.
Own supporter. I knew this morning outrage among the president's own supporters over how the Department of Justice is handling the so-called Jeffrey Epstein files. In a series of scathing posts on Twitter, longtime Trump ally, fierce supporter Laura Loomer called for the president to fire Attorney General Pam Bondi. This all happened after a memo released by the Department of Justice and the FBI this week said that accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide, confirmed that. The Attorney General also said there is no evidence that Epstein kept a, quote, client list, despite previously suggesting there would be some kind of bombshell. CNN's Elena Treen live at the White House this morning, where this just doesn't seem to be going away, Elena.
Yeah, John, and it's not just, people who are in the MAGA movement, in the president's base. And I will say there's many. It's not just Laura Loomer, but many other prominent people like Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, the list goes on, who have been really reeling from the drop of that memo that the Justice Department released on Sunday, essentially concluding, in their words, that Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide and that there's no so-called client list. But there's a lot of people as well.
Nobody believes that shit, man. All right, look how these devils are scrambling, man. This is beautiful, man. All right. The whole world is seeing the wickedness of these Edomites, man. Okay.
Inside the White House, the president's own officials who are increasingly frustrated with how not just the Justice Department, but specifically Attorney General Pam Bondi has handled this. I mean, I spoke with one Trump advisor. They said that Bondi had bungled this case from the start by overpromising some of the findings that they were anticipating. Another advisor told me that this was a political nightmare, questioning why they released this at this point in time and the way in which they did it. Again, releasing this short memo and also leaking it to a certain media outlet. Look, part of these problems as well that adds to all of this is Bondi's own claim back in February when she was doing an interview with Fox News where she said she had the client list on her desk for review. Now, she was pressed on some of these questions yesterday during the president's cabinet meeting and tried to argue that she was referring to.
Hold on, real quick. I saw a meme on what she just said on this article. Hold on. Let me just show it real quick. It was at the bottom here. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I guess Elon Musk posted this, right? It says, we will release the Epstein list. We just need more time. The Epstein list is on my desk. There is no Epstein list. Woo, man. Hey, this place is cooked, man. Goodness gracious, man.
The broader case. I want you to take a listen to both that interview, but also her response.
All right, this feels almost illegal to know, but our windows were so old.
Let that pass.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to review, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
Now, look, we talked to a lot of different people following Bondi's answer there yesterday in that cabinet room who said essentially they are not satisfied by that answer, particularly given so many people in the MAGA movement, so many of the president's supporters, and including even some people in his own administration had previously argued that there was so much more to this case, particularly wanting to unearth potential accomplices to Jeffrey Epstein, not totally satisfied by this. Now,
Yeah. Shameful spewing, man. Shameful spewing on your fucking glory, Esau. All right? You're caught. Exposed. All right? Too many people involved, man. Too many powerful names. Diddy was just the scapegoat, man. That's why all the attention was on him. All right, to go ahead and get rid of this file, to close the case with the real deal, with the real freaks and perverts, man, and weirdos. All right.
president, for his part, John, has argued that this is old news. He kind of dismissed some of the questions on this yesterday in that cabinet meeting as a desecration. And we are told that he's not acutely annoyed with Bondi herself. He was briefed on some of these findings last week by Bondi and the FBI director, Kash Patel, but still a lot of people inside the White House not exactly happy with how this all played out.
All right, Elena Treen at the White House this morning. Thank you. With us now, CNN political commentator, Republican strategist Michael Singleton, and Christine Quinn, the executive.
And we'll leave it right there. There's no reason to even watch the rest of this shit. All this shit is just a joke. All right. Everybody knows what time it is. All right. All these powerful people, a bunch of fucking Satanists and PDF files, weirdos. All right. And the Lord's coming to judge all you goddamn devils, man. All right. And that's just what it is. You got the nerve to swear on the Bible, and man, can't wait till the Lord take you fucking devils down, man. All right. But again, it's all coming out, man. It's all being exposed, So we'll leave it like that, man. Hey, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kakodash, Brakatah, Shalom.